Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial where I'll be showing you how to build medieval roads in Minecraft. And today, yes, these are the 4 designs I have for you, and these are standard designs that I use a lot, and they're also really useful because you can sort of fade between them, and I'll show you how you can do that today. So, let's get started. So we'll start with the first one, which is a sort of road you'd find in a capital city, or like a major city that you'd have. For example, this one over here. This is very much a sort of very well maintained road. Although it has some cracks and some moss, it is very, very nice. What this is we've got the main roads here. Of course, it can be any width you would like. And then we have these polished andesite stairs on the side for sort of drainage. And that is very common, especially with Roman roads. And this continued on for a lot of medieval roads in, for example, England and France and other European countries, because they reused the old Roman roads which still existed, which had this structure, and of course copied from them. So this is historically accurate road as well. Of course we don't have all the stuff you'd have underneath, but you can at least sort of imagine that you would have the correct stuff underneath that you'd usually find beneath a road. Now this is very useful because this can turn into this one very easily, and you can see we've got cracked bricks here, and we've got cracked bricks here. So what you can do is you can gradually change these polished andesite stairs into stone brick stairs, and then gradually change all this into cracked stone bricks, where you can then add in some cobblestone into this sort of more run-down road. This is the sort of road you might have leaving a city, or that sort of thing. Well, you'd have this in a smaller city, of course, or a town. But yeah, this is a really nice design. It's mostly a load of sort of ruined blocks. We've got cracked stone bricks, cobblestone, gravel. These are very standard for any ruined building, but it also works really nicely for roads, of course, because these cost a lot to maintain, and of course in medieval times, really you wouldn't want to try and maintain them that much, and of course there'd be a lot of traffic from horses and that sort of thing, which would really sort of break up the bricks gradually. So this can also look like a very old road if you have it like this, especially if you're trying to add lore into your world. You can use one of these to suggest a very old road. Now the penultimate one is this one, which you can also transform this one into, given that we have gravel in this one and gravel in this one. So this is great because you can then have a progression from like a major city going to outside the city, going to sort of a rural land. This one has no gutter, and that's because of course this is probably a very simply made road and they can't really afford one. So of course I could add in some of the new tough blocks, but this world hasn't yet updated to 1.21 because basically I need to wait for all the plugins to update. But yeah, I would put them in if you have access to them. But these are the main blocks. We've got tough, we've got dead horn coral, and we've got gravel. And dead horn coral is probably the best type of coral to work with. It sort of looks quite like the tough, and gravel, it looks more broken up, and I wouldn't use the bubble coral because it just looks a bit too much like cobblestone. But yeah, you can use this sort of textured effect. I quite like this in veins because it looks like this bit is maybe a bit more intact and this has become more crumbled, or the other way round, and it's really nice like that. Now the final one is perfect for any rural area, and in fact you can see it right over here. Of course it's not as wide as what I've done here, but this is really, really simple. What we've got is we've got coarse dirt, packed mud, we've got rooted dirt, and we've got mud bricks, and these are 4 major blocks for doing any sort of rural paths or walkways of sorts. And this is really, really nice. Because of mud being added to the game, this exists, and it is the perfect way to, sort of using a dirt path, make something which looks a lot more nice. And because the mud path texture, I have to say, looks ever so slightly sickly. Well, the dirt path, it's just the colour slightly puts me off it. Yeah, if you see this, it's not nice to see all the way, and it doesn't actually fit in with any of these blocks. So I was going to put it with these, but it doesn't work, so I had to remove it. And really, this works really nicely. You can, of course, then use mud brick slabs for sort of joining between if it's going uphill and sorts. I, for some reason, put some spruce in here, but it looks quite nice. But yeah, this is really useful for any sort of rural path, and I hope you'll find it useful. So if you did find any of these roads useful, please tell me in the comments down below, and do hit the like button as it'll really help me out. And I guess without further ado, I better tell you to subscribe because I have some great content on my channel which I'm sure you'd love. There's some great tutorials on there as well as some of my other series which are to do with building with very strange block combinations that you've suggested me. Though that series has ended now, but you can always binge watch the whole 5 series that I've done in total. Though the first series isn't that good, the whole mic quality and everything is pretty rubbish, but it's definitely improved since. So anyway, with that, with me basically just dissing my channel, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye!